back here in the shop and took some measurements for the rear end. So I got the right measurement for the rear end. Going to buy a 54-inch flange or hub-to-hub rear end kit from Summit, which will be 49 inches flange, which will get us about 2.5 inches of clearance on each side for over the existing rear, and then with the 4-link, we should be good to go back there. Talked to the vendor for the Mustang 2 front end, gave him the measurements, and I'm going to be ordering that. But got to get the engine pulled out, so we're going to get that going right now. All right, so got the bolts out. There's 2 bolts on each side to take the hood off this thing, and then there's also a spring. So you need to get in there. You're not gonna be able to see it on the camera, but I'll jump back to it once I get the hood off. But yeah, there's a couple springs there that I forgot. The hood popped, and I was just like, oh, what the hell. So, all right, be back in a few. All right, I nearly got the hood off. I just got to pull it right now. But note to self, have somebody to help you, or leave the bolts in until you pull the springs out. Or else it slips and you mash your hand and gouge the shit out of your knuckle pretty deep. So, yeah, get some help. Don't do this by yourself. I'm stupid, so I'm doing it by myself. All right, got the hood off, stuck it over there in the corner. So now I'm going to start disconnecting everything so that we can pull the engine out. Pulley in the fan belt. All right. That's it. Okay. Got the Brilliant Harbor Freight lifter, which should be fabulous. I'll pull a couple head bolts out once I get the radiator removed. Then we can get after that. All right, let's see what's next. That can stay. All right, we'll get the lower radiator hose off. I use my super duper long screwdriver because it's, I don't know, because I have it. This hose ain't been off in a minute. Got our bucket under there so we can capture our juice responsibly. I'll let that drip down for a while, and in the meantime I'll go about disconnect the throttle linkage, disconnect the transmission linkage, then we'll go underneath and then We'll get the transmission disconnected and got to work on that cross member. And then I will probably wait until I have help to get the engine out, but I'm going to get as much disassembled as I can now. All right, back under the car. I do a little housekeeping here. This thing dripped water all over my head when I put it up in the air. So what I need to disconnect is I need to disconnect this shaft. I need to disconnect the linkage for the transmission shifter. Disconnect the speedometer cable. Jeez, that thing looks gnarly. Take the drive shaft bolts out, which I already pre-lubed yesterday. And then, see if I can just do this without making too much of a mess. Pull the 2 bolts out of the cross member. So then we can drop the cross member down and get that out of the way. So, I'm not going to film any of this. I don't have 17 hands, so I apologize. But one-man band, or get a photographer. Keep whining about that, I know. I'll have some better video, but just going to walk you through it. Nothing super exciting here anyway. Just a bunch of damn spider webs and rusty, crusty undercoating. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to be replacing them floor pans for sure. But the frame's in good shape, so that's a bonus. All right, back under the car. Got the, I promise you didn't miss anything. Except for like everything under this car is covered with undercoating. Every nut, bolt, which made it a little challenging. I had a couple bolts that were like 10/16 and maybe 4/8, 4.5/8, 9.5/16. But because all the undercoating, but I got it all apart. Again, anybody needs parts for a 60 Studebaker or whatever it'll work in, I'll give it away. The speedometer cable, I'm going to be using an 8 HP70 in this car. So I won't be using that speedometer cable. If anybody wants it, feel free to hit me up. Got this all disconnected. Next, I think I'll get the Sawzall out, make some noise, and cut the exhaust off. Oh, this is the nastiest gear oil I've ever seen. It is black gold. And that little dinky drive shaft. But I guess when you're trying to harness like 60 horsepower, you don't need much. All right, well, let's hope that this thing's going to have a lot more than 60 horsepower when we get it done. Got the exhaust cut here. Made quick work of that with the Sawzall. And then I was looking at the bracket here. Oh, look at that. Can you see it? It looks like a lug nut. The universal spacer, also known as the lug nut. Make sure if you're going to tackle something like this, you spray everything down with some type of lubricant before you go tearing into it. I've found a lot of bolts that needed some help, but we're getting there. Get this exhaust dropped off, and I think that will be it. I'll get the leveler, the super duper Chinesium leveler attached to the engine, and then I think we'll be done with that for today. All right, got everything disconnected, get the engine mounts off. Since I didn't show you these, look, the engine mounts just sit on there. They're kind of like LS and 4200, a bunch of other modern ones. They got biscuits in there, like a, you know, kind of like even like a Tri-5 factory mounts. Got the engine adjuster thingy hooked up. Got some miscellaneous wiring to still disconnect here on the generator. Steering column's going to come out once I get the motor out, because I won't be using that steering column. I'll be using an aftermarket one, unless I can adapt that one, which I doubt. So that'll be up for grabs, either for sale or for free, along with the rest of this stuff. Oh, got to disconnect the throttle linkage. One little cotter key there. And then, in addition to, you know, the floors in this thing had a little bit of rot, but I'm going to have to cut some of the tunnel out anyway to accommodate the 8 HP70. And then the trunk's got some issues, as you can see. So I'm going to be cutting all this out, and I'll be making a new plate to go in there, and then the fuel cell. I think I'm going to have to cut all the way up into here. to get rid of all that rust just from water laying in here over the decades. So shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'm going to vacuum this all out, and then maybe I'll drop the gas tank next time. But yeah, I think it's going to be the end of this video for today. Once I piece this together, I'll get it up there and you'll see it soon. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. Buy some merch or don't. Got the Healy over there. That's Stewie over here. And follow along with the antics here at the Junk Band's Garage and Van Horn Speed Shop. A lot more to come on Stewie. I'm going to be ordering some parts this week, so probably get the rear end housing in. I'm going to kind of mock it up with the leaf springs in there, so I can see where everything's going to fit, and that'll kind of hold the rear end in place. I can get the pinion angle. I'm going with a 370 gear and it's going to be a 9-inch with a spool. When I get it, you'll see it. So should be pretty feisty. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Love the small channels, and we'll see you on the next one.